Hello, everyone. Kitty Foss here, your storytelling astrologist, reader of the stars for September 13th and September 14th, Saturday and Sunday. So, our moon is in Gemini, and that moon in Gemini we kind of revisited with some really big themes over this weekend that are going to show up until that moon moves in tomorrow evening into Cancer. So, let me review those because our outer themes. One is about activating our relationships with spirit. Where are we going to embody our experiences and fully hold on to, own our presence? The second one was conjunction with sudden changes in alignment with our personal energy. Be aware of that. It's both discomfort and excitement. Outdated beliefs and things are shaken, and emotional freedom is calling you forward. And the last one that is a theme over this weekend is the moon, that with that out of bound Mercury, is embracing with humility our societal upheaval and what we are becoming. You must do you and trust what that is. So as we look at today, we have what's called a gazimi, or called, which means the heart of the sun, which is when Mercury and the sun are in a conversation, they're conjunct. And it's like, because it's Mercury and it's Virgo, it's like we're looking at the world in the widest lens beginning on Saturday. We're only moving, though, at the pace we can move. So it is a supercharged kind of Virgo energy of how we're putting those pieces together. We really will get some different insights to help us how we build that puzzle, that mosaic. It's a good time for conversations maybe that you've been putting off, or experimenting with thoughts, or writing, putting things down on paper. Communication on Saturday is something you can kind of play with. Kind of look at the gauge and who you're wanting to practice with, and are they going to be supportive? So that is pretty much our Saturday energy. And then tomorrow, that Gemini moon won't be moving until I think it's 6:46 something p.m. in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, void of course, short void of course, and then 8:30 p.m. into Cancer. So while it's in that Gemini placement, it's asking us for discernment with that Cazimi energy that stepped forth today, that we communicated, that we got information from, that we tried to experiment, that we wrote, that we were experiencing things with that wide lens. And then tomorrow, that energy will become kind of a push and pull between our human manager, often called the ego, and our communication abilities, including, and this is important, our auric communication, the energy, the vibe we send out, and our nonverbal communication. So much of communication is nonverbal. So be aware that there may be some glitches, some things that come forth today that you found out play out tomorrow, let's say. So remember, all is possible because of when we tune into what we cherish, what we honor, what is bringing us this energy forward, especially service. So tomorrow's a great day, actually today as well, this is Saturday, to look at service. How am I putting pictures together? How am I showing up? And then as it moves void of course, we're activating a balance to stabilize our flow with our own personal energy, our own personal needs, not the reactions of others. So that's a caution for the day. And by the afternoon, we're ready kind of to put something into action with the structures, flowing with something to keep us in the mindset we want to be kept in for ourselves. Again, you do you, boo, how you want to show up. And then as that moon moves to Cancer, discernment with trust and spirit. What is spirit really asking? Trusting, because I can't necessarily see what deep dive into nurture is needed for ourselves. So we've got some real discernment around what is that going to look like going into the evening. It isn't about like a transformation of the vision and how you see. Rather, it's a way you are showing up in the world, how you are nurturing yourself in the world and who you are nurturing yourself around. That was part of the communication that Gazimi, how am I putting the pieces together, that Virgo showed up with this weekend. And discernment around your spiritual alignment with action. That's a very important theme that has been unfolding over the last few days, in what field, what version, whatever you want to call it for yourself, you are showing up and holding. I'll be back on Monday. I hope your weekend is as magical with its possibility in putting those little pieces together, that step forward, and how you nurture that. It's about our personal thinking moon, that duality that we exist, and then into that deep dive into who we are. I'm Kitty Foss. I will be back on Monday. Namaste.